Take a look at some cold weather safety tips because, again, this chilly weather will build in late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Layers of clothing, a good idea. Just, a shirt, a t-shirt, maybe a sweater, and then a coat. As many layers as you can get to stay warm, especially when that wind is blowing. Hat and gloves, always a good idea. The place that your body loses the most heat is right off the top of your head. So a hat is a good idea, and gloves, of course, if you're going to be spending any time outside at all. Bring your pets indoors because you got to take care of them as well. They're not used to this cold weather. They are acclimatized to the valley's warm weather just like we are. And then keep your items at least 3 feet away from your space heaters. I know a lot of homes have space heaters and they can set things on fire really quick because they're so hot. So make sure you keep stuff away from those just to stay safe. Now it's funny we're talking about this when temperatures are like this. These are the currents and we're in the 70s valley-wide, the exception Port Isabel, but you look at those readings and we're talking about cold weather safety tips, but this is another one of those fronts. This is the true blue norther that's really going to change things in a big way, and it's kind of a shock to the system when you go from a day like this to a day like we're going to have tomorrow. Let's look at South Texas. Look at the rest of the temperatures. Front is on the move. It's only 62 in San Antonio, but the cold air is even farther north than that. Zoom out a little bit more, and now you see the really cold stuff. It's 13 in Amarillo right now, 33 in Dallas, 46 in Austin. So that front pushing southward. Again, it'll be in 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that. Depends on where you are, but when it comes through, it's going to change things in a big way. Let's watch future track and let's take a look. Overnight tonight, temperatures hold relatively steady. We drop into the 60s, but that's about it until about 3 o'clock in the morning. And then boom, bottom drops out, front pushes in, and by the time we all get out of bed at 7, 8 o'clock, something like that, we're in the 40s and we just don't go up. Now keep in mind the coast stays a little bit warmer all the time, but not dramatically so. Look at 5 o'clock temperatures. Upper, like right now, tomorrow, upper 30s with a strong north wind. Wind chill indices will be in the mid-20s. It's going to feel like the mid-20s with that north wind coming in here. There'll probably be a little drizzle around. It's just going to be messy and cold much of the day tomorrow. Now, tomorrow night, still in the upper 30s, but by the time we get to Saturday morning, take note of these temperatures. You're looking at readings very near freezing across a lot of the valley. Now, I think the wind's going to stay up and the clouds will be with us, so we may stay a degree or two above what future track is indicating, but this is a weekend. You want to bring that tender vegetation inside, cover things because we're going to be very near the freezing mark. Now, we're not talking about 8 or 10 hours. We're looking at 1 or 2 hours probably at or below freezing, but we've got 2 shots at it. Once tomorrow night. Notice it does warm to the 40s on Saturday, might touch 50 briefly, but then Saturday night we do it again. Look at the lows Saturday night. Back down to around 32 again across the area, right at that freezing mark, give or take a couple degrees, depends on where you are, but certainly you're out in the ranch lands of Starr County, northern Hidalgo County, parts of Willacy County, definitely potential for freezing temperatures. And again, you're looking at touching freezing briefly and going back up. You're not looking at hours and hours below, but you're going to look at kind of right at that point. But your ornamental plants, things like that, certainly need to be protected because it will be that cold. There you see Sunday afternoon temperatures back in the 50s once again. So 3-day highs look like this. The norm is 70. We're not going to get back to that until next week, so you can say goodbye to these short sleeve days. 49, 50, 55. And tomorrow's high technically will probably happen about 3 in the morning, and it'll probably be around 65. So when you see the stats tomorrow, but it's going to be in the 40s most of the day. Here's future track as far as clouds go, and notice that the clouds, there's a few out there now. I can see the moon overhead at the moment, but overnight when that front comes in, clouds thicken up, probably some light rain and drizzle. It gets windy, and it'll be a strong wind out of the north all day tomorrow. And with that wind out of the north, it's just going to feel downright cold as temperatures fall through the 40s. I don't think rain's going to be a big deal, but I think there will be some. It's mostly the misty drizzle, stuff like that. Now notice on Saturday, the models clear things out. And if that happens, that's when we're likely to dip pretty quickly Saturday night temperature-wise. But by Sunday, the clouds are probably going to build back in. So we may not have a complete night of clear skies, but notice by Sunday afternoon, we're back to partly to mostly cloudy with moisture showing up along the coast once again. Here's your rain chances, about a 40% probability tomorrow. You're talking light stuff. Then we should be mainly dry after that. Bigger picture across the state of Texas, just so you know what's going on. You look to the north, there's our front. It is pushing southward. Panhandle sees snow tonight into tomorrow. That goes away. We see showers along the Texas coast, mostly light. We keep going from there, and you're going to notice that it just stays chilly through the weekend, and after this map we'll jump right to the forecast, but you can see the chilly temperatures build in and then they just stay with us. We don't see a warm up until we get to Monday, Tuesday of next week. So tonight, we're in the 60s most of the evening, 60s and 70s, a mild evening, but late tonight turns windy and colder. Low temperatures drop in the upper 40s, and they just keep going down tomorrow. We're showing a high temperature tomorrow of 49, but that'll probably happen before that low of 48 because we're not going to bounce back up at all. Cloudy, windy, cold with a little light rain and drizzle. Northerly winds 15 to 30. Wind chill indices by tomorrow night, it'll feel like it's in the 20s. So there you see it, 49, 50, 55. Nighttime lows averaging in the mid-30s both Friday night and Saturday night, some places down near freezing. And then look at next week. We're back to short sleeve weather by Monday. Temperatures in the 80s. Flip-flops back in line by Tuesday, Wednesday, and again on Thursday. We don't see another big push of cold air for a while after that, but the one tomorrow will be a little bit of a shock to the system after the mild weather across the valley today. That's it live from Harlingen. Tim Smith, Channel 5 News at 6.